of intention. So this is what this video is all about. So here we are moving into a new year. I suppose you could liken it to a New Year's resolution, but I think it's a bit bigger and a bit more deep than that, like setting an intention. And it's really, really, really important that we revisit that. So, you know, we're all starseeds, we're all way showers, we're all, you know, pioneers. I mean, especially if you're watching this video and you're anything to do with my platforms, you know, and you're part of this team, you know, we're all conscious creators. We've all come here to change the game, capital GAME. And no matter what way we're doing it, we have signed up to you know, to bust down systems. We've signed up to bring new ways of thinking. That's why we are thought leaders, you know, and that kind of thing. And basically with that, what we are going through right now is the pinnacle, probably the pinnacle as to why we signed up to come here in this timeline to do what we're doing. This crossover between 2022 and 2023, yeah, okay, old timelines fallen away, new one has landed and all that jazz. But like, if we look around in the world and we look at the absolute extreme drama and chaos that's going on, and then there's us who kind of like knew this was going to happen. This is why we came. This is what I'm talking about, a revisit to why you're here. Now, we have, like, over Christmas, it's been really intense for many. There's been massive, massive intense purges going on. Some have, some haven't. You know, I'm a shadow worker. I know a lot of you out there are as well. And I know a lot of you are kind of like team light and they hold those really, really high frequencies, you know, and they don't go through the deep, dark purges. Why? Because we've all got different jobs. We're all doing different things. And, you know, our jobs as shadow workers, we can't go into that big, deep, dark purge unless those that are holding like kind of like, you know, the higher frequencies and are able to stabilize in that frequency, we can't do it. Otherwise, we can't all go down. Do you know what I mean? We've got to have some up, you know, and some down. So we complement each other, if you like. So your journey will not be, or your experience will not be exactly the same as the next person. As humans, we love to compare, you know what I mean? But we've all got different jobs. So I'm team purge, always am. Always going into the deep, dark depths because I'm here to change the game. I'm a systems buster, you know what I mean? And I'll go out there and just basically do my thing. But thank you for those peeps who are able to just maintain and stabilize that highest frequency of just light. I think it's constant. See, I'm not able to do that because I'm a shadow worker, and you'll probably find the same with that as well, because we're not meant to. We're supposed to go with the highs and lows. So we've all got different jobs, you know, and together as a collective, we're a massive, formidable team. And that is what I want to kind of bring into the power of intention, right? Because we all need to anchor this all at the same time in a way, because the ground, like the transition from 2022 old timeline to new one, the split, as we call it, you know, the way this year looks, everybody kind of like, some of us thought that we were going to dive into 2023 and then all of a sudden it would just be like, you know, crystalline Atlantis codes, you know, which actually it's there, but we are going through a transition phase. So it's there, we've landed. You know, the truth is we're always in that frequency, right? But we have to clean the dust and the dirt off the top. So that's an integration. So the shift has been made, and now we're just kind of like tying up loose ends, as it were. So if you're still feeling a little bit disorientated and a little bit in the funk, you know, and a little bit kind of, you know, wonky, that's okay. That's okay. We're just coming through that phase now of feeling a little bit disorientated, a little bit of distortion, but deep down, we know the shift has happened. That's the difference, you know? And I've just received a really powerful channel from the Sirians, and it got completely hijacked by Sekhmet, which has never happened to me in my life. All of a sudden, the channel dropped. Then all of a sudden I'm like, where did it go? And then Sekhmet came through like, whoa! And she was very shouty. She was very rah-rah. She just kind of like, she came in and everybody stepped back. And I've shared that on my newsletter. So for those of you that are on my newsletter, you'll actually see that any minute now if you go to your email. And what they were saying is they were kind of giving us like a bit of a map and compass. The Sirians were about the power of intention. See if I can recollect some of it now, where they were saying, basically when a ship goes down, this is one of the analogies that they use. When a ship goes down, there's like a suction that goes down with it, right? So like, you know, big ship goes down. If you're on the water, if you're not careful, you'll get sucked in with it and you'll go down with the ship. Now, they were saying the power of intention and kind of re-stabilizing, re-strategizing, let me see, I've got them all written down here. Reassessing, reinventing, repairing, divine masculine and feminine, just reestablishing that and bringing your parts back together. So that is what's required for this now time. And if we do that and we really kind of like anchor back into our being, into our system, and kind of like reestablish our intention, it makes us really strong as an anchor. And that will assist in being like literally thrown into the world chaos, because there's so much world chaos and drama, you know? And, you know, I, for one, I love a good TikTok. I do like TikTok. I'm not on that platform, and I need to come off social media for this reason, because I get bombarded with the world news. And it's all good to know and have an awareness of, but it's all frequency and vibration, man. And I need to maybe unplug from that a little bit. But anyway, it gives me insight, lets me know what's going on out there. And it's absolute effing chaotic. And I want no part of it whatsoever. But it's like, it reminds us as to why we've come here, okay? And it reminds you that you are extremely significant. You are extremely relevant. Each and every one of us are. We've come with a very, very specific stream of consciousness for this very time now. This is it. This is it. So we don't have well, time is infinite, but we have no time to actually sit here and kind of like be stuck in our darkness. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's always going to happen, because like I say, if you're a shadow worker like me, or we got different jobs, you know, some of us take out the bins, some of us, you know, are a bus driver, some of us, you know, are working the banks. We all have different jobs to basically make the system, our system, like go forward. So, you know, it's like, yeah, we have to kind of like, you know, be aware that we can't be too much stuck in the drama, because otherwise we won't come out and activate and access the fullness of our mission and purpose. Meaning, what did you bring to this transition, to this very, very, very powerful time in the world? What did you bring to the party? You know what I mean? And it's just like, because if you get too distracted and sitting in the purge and whatever, you're never going to have the time to be able to bring that out, you know? So it's like gifts and abilities, understanding what your superpowers are and everything like that, and your mission and purpose is really, really important right now. So that's what the Sirians were saying. It's like, if you, really important to also be quite disciplined on your daily practice as well, where every day, try and do it at the beginning of the day if you can, whereby they're talking about opening up the portal. You are a portal. Each and every one of us are a portal, right? Now, I'm very connected to Sirius. There's a lot of you out there that is Arcturian, Palladian, you know, or all of the above. We're at the end of the day, we're all one, whatever. It's just labels. But my strong frequency is always with the Sirians, as it is Egypt. And we all have those different signature frequencies. So whatever you vibe with, whatever you can work with in your morning meditations, you know, and just open up and allow them to clean you, okay, to let go of all the distortions and stuff you picked up. And then open up and do the biggest trust fall you've ever done and fall into their frequency. So for example, I'm Sirian, so they're Sirian. I call on their help. They come down and merge their energy with mine, and my frequency with theirs. And then I become more kind of like of my starseed frequency, and less having to do this shit down here on my own, and basically carry everything as a burden, you know what I mean? Which it can get like that, you know? So if you open as a portal, obviously you're open to more love, you're open to more support, you're open to more tools and access of yourself. So that's where we should be right now. So we mustn't get it twisted that we have to go and do, I don't know, 10 million things to basically receive. We don't have to do anything. We just need to open. I mean, it sounds a bit cheesy, open to receive. But if you think about it in a visual, and I may even do a meditation on this, maybe, I'll let you know, I think I should, on the Sirius light, bringing that blue light frequency in, and, you know, just allowing them to soothe your soul, open up, be held. And they were saying that it's less about doing and more about like flowing and working with the frequencies. You will kind of like get to where you need to get to even more effortlessly. But as I say, we are at war. I got to bring it in, because Sekhmet hijacked the second half of the channel. The channel dropped and in came Sekhmet like, get out the way, this is what's happening. And she basically said, get your shit together, get your back off the wall, you're a Sekhmet warrior and you've got this fire in your belly and now is the time, what are you doing? It was like that, and my pen couldn't go fast enough. So that's kind of like what happened there. So she came in and it was just like, right, now is the time. So it kind of is. So we are going through very, very big purges because of that. So if that happens, it's okay. But understand and know that there's a bloody good reason for it, because this year, I would say, you know, a lot of us that have signed up for certain missions and to be certain portals for certain things, it's going to be different from one person to the next, but we got a clear space to receive whatever it is that we need to receive, because we're going up to a next level of expansion. We are becoming more of a crystalline body, you know, not a carbon-based body, you know what I mean? So we are merging with these higher frequencies. So the bottom line is, you've got to clean your cupboards out. You have to, you know what I mean? That's what's going to happen. So so January, definitely integration. In fact, the first half of this year, you're going to find yourself really kind of pleasantly moving along, because it's going to have a lot of movement, because the shift has happened, where you're just integrating, understanding, rebalancing. And like the Sirians said, finding your anchor every day. You've got to do your practice. It's really important. And every day revisit your intention of what it is that you said you were going to come here to do. Okay. Like my intention, like I'll share mine with you. I don't mind. My intention is to be able to share more freely. You know, I overthink everything. Do you know what I mean? And I have like 10 million channels that come through a day, 10 million ideas. And then I get to my computer and I do like nothing, because then I'm stuck. I'm like, you know, and it's because I get my head involved. Whereas if I actually just got out the way of myself, I would just be doing, watch out for that. I'm going to be doing post after post after post. I'm going to share. I'm not worried about whether people get sick of me or not. I'm just going to share, because that's our natural flow, right? So that's my intention, to actually flow without fear. That's a good one. So, you know, what's your intention, right? So that is going to be your anchor, right? So every day, visit your anchor. I don't have my anchor on my table. Anyway, anchor, even connect in with that, anchor in, you know what I mean? Get your foot and your footing really, really strong on the earth, because that's why they say, know thyself, because you don't want to go down with that ship, you know what I mean? Because it's very easy to tip the scales and get taken off your center, right? So there's that, right? So reassessing, reinventing, repairing, repairing. Okay, so that's basically kind of like you just, I suppose it's like upgrading at the end of the day, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Reassessing everything. But it's really, really powerful, that intention. That intention is going to be your rudder. Without, that's another thing they said in the channel. Without an intention, you're basically on the rapids in a boat without an oar. So you have to, you know, you have to have that anchor within yourself. So be strong, hey? So stepping into your purpose, like, well, this is what I'm always going on about, you know. I was never here to come and teach anyone a new thing, right? I wasn't here to kind of like, you know, teach you a trade. That's what I'm trying to get at. I wasn't here to teach you a trade. I'm not here to say, right, I'm going to teach you how to do this Reiki, or I'm going to teach you how to do that, whatever. That's not my job, because I believe that you have a very, very, very sound understanding of what it is that you've got going on inside, even if you haven't had the courage to actually action it yet. If you're listening to this video, you are here for a reason. My channels and my YouTube channel, my Insta and everything like that is for one purpose and one purpose only. It's to know yourself, okay? And I hope you can recognize yourself in me, because we're all mirrors. And that's why I share so, you know, openly about the fears, about the wobbles I have in the background, about the purging, because that's part of it. It is part of it. And if you think that you're less than and you just can't do, well, that's why I need to share that even more, because we're all just figuring this shit out. And let me tell you, I came from a very, very small place of worth, and I had major drug addiction, breakdowns, anxiety. You know, I still get my wobbles now. My self-doubt is my biggest thing, you know. So, but at the end of the day, it's part of it, because that's how you learn to be a master of your own experience. It's so, so, so important. So embrace that, you know what I mean? And love it, and bring it in and talk about it. Do you know what I mean? And then get your shit together and get your mission on fleek. You know what I mean? So with that being said, the Hecker codes and the tablets of light tour and things like that I share, okay? Even when it comes down to like the meditations and activations I share and everything like that, they're templates. They're templates. They're just little jolts to help you remember who you are. You know, I would hope that after a certain amount of times visiting the YouTube channel or something like that, you'd be inspired to put your own channel together. You'd be inspired to write a book, even doing some quiet poetry at home. Anything that basically steps you into your power. That's what you're meant to do. So fighting this spiritual war, as it were, with what's going on with the world and the chaos isn't necessarily about you coming, doing what I'm doing and holding a talk. That's just what I've chosen to do. You know what I mean? It's my mission. But, you know, being here and actually working with your gifts and abilities and your powers and everything like that, you know, that's what you were meant to do. That was the agreement. Not to sit, you know, kind of all closed and fearful. You know, this shit's got to be shared, even if it means you're going out down to the mall or the shopping centre and having a fat conversation with the lady at the cauliflowers and just having a great chat about how wonderful it is to love cats. Do you know what I mean? I did that yesterday. And that person was so happy. I was so happy. And it was just a conversation. It's light. I walk to the till lady and I look in her eyes and I say, thank you. And she smiles. That's what being in flow is all about. Now, if you want to go one and above that and get into actually really creating something, then let's talk Heca codes and tablets of light. That is full of intention. That is what's got to happen. That is what the Heca codes is all about. The Heca codes is designed, it's a template that almost when you put your feet on it, you like activate, you know what I mean? And it activates what you've got going on inside of you, your gifts, your superpowers, you get clarity on your missions and your purposes and everything like that. And like I say, it doesn't teach you, I don't teach you to, I don't know, do certain things. It just naturally brings it online anyway, just through working with the frequency. It's a switch flick, yeah? And you will use those templates all the while going forward. So it's a great activator. It's like being in an activation chamber for 3 sessions with me. And that's what happens. Amazing things can happen. So I really encourage you to like dab into that. And also as well, the tablets of light. I mean, basically, we go into the Heca codes with an intention. That's how that all starts. And it's the same with the tablets of light. When we go on that on that tour, I work with you personally from beginning all the way to the end. And I'm like, right, what's your intention? What's your intention? What do you think you've come here to do? And you might turn around and say, well, you know what? I think I could hold retreats. That's what I would really love to do. I think that, you know, I have like, you know, a 10 book series in me. I think that I could actually go and, you know what I mean, teach orphans in, I don't know, Madagascar. But I have it in me to do it. And it's just like, right, well, let's get to work. Let's use the intention, the power of intention, and let's work with the temples and see what Egypt is going to bring to you. Because when you have intention, you channel, you give the universe, you give Egypt, you give the temples, the gods and goddesses that much to work through there, and they can bring through exactly what you need, right? So in that way, that's what you can do, like with intention. So otherwise, if you don't have intention, it's a fire hose of energy everywhere. You just splurge in your energy everywhere. And it's just like, yeah, it's a beautiful rainbow of colors, but it's not really doing anything. So that's why intention is key. And the way I hold space with the Heca codes and the tablets of light tour, nothing gets missed. Everything comes down in crystal clear clarity, which is why I have such a confidence that if you interact with any of those, you're going to come out like a completely different person. It's a done deal. Once you know, you can't unknow. And that's how I work with you with the tour all the way through to the end until we get somewhere. And that's how it's got to be, because right now in this current timeline, it's basically time. Do you know what I mean? We're not going to waste our time now on kind of like endless courses just to fill our time with workshops and things like that, because you're way bigger than that. So whether you've been doing that or not, your energies come online anyway. You've received the activations. You've gone through the full moon. You've gone through Lionsgate, blah, 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 blah. You still get it when you sleep. When you sleep, you go off to the etheric classroom and you probably sit with Thoth himself and actually do a whole lot of crosswords. Flipping brilliant. You know what I mean? And then you wake up and then you're like, right, okay, on to my human life. You're doing it already. But now it's time to get proactive. So those of you that know yourself to be a conscious creator and your wheels are spinning and you're a little bit like, shit, I want to do this, but I'm kind of like stuck, then let's get on a Zoom call. Give me a shout. It's no obligation, no pressure, but don't sit there and be like, oh my God, I should be doing that. Just get on a call. It's chill vibes. Just get on a call, talk about it, go away, let it marinate, and then away you go. So that's the power of intention, people. And I just want to bring your attention to the newsletter because, like I say, that's where I'm sharing all these big channels and things like that. So if you're not on there, get on there because that's where all my offerings and discounts and things like that go on there. And it just gives me a chance to write blog. And I do like a good write blog. If you like this, you'll like my writing. So receive, because at the end of the day, I said at the end of this newsletter, I was like, you know what, my whole mission here, it's like, I just want to find my family. I just want to find my starseed family, and I want to co-create in whichever way is possible. And that's what it's supposed to be. That is what it's supposed to all be about. We're supposed to find our tribe, and within that tribe, we're also energetically supported, even if we do live all over the world. And then you'll have the confidence and the understanding and the knowing how to bring that mission forward that you agreed to do. So finding your tribe is essentially massive reason for it. So I'm like this massive lighthouse, which is why I'm always going on, going, it doesn't matter. Zoom call, Heka, you know, the Tablets of Light tour, whatever. Just get in touch. Even just leave a comment in YouTube. Just hang out, man. That's it and that's all. Anyway, I expected this to be a very short video and it's not. I think it's my longest one yet, 20 minutes. Anyway, love and light, y'all. I'll leave the link for all Marie Magick. And like I say, let it marinate, set your intention, and let's do this. Peace.